Nobody told me that abuse could look the way it did in my life. Usually you expect to have the shit beat out of you, and violence, physical violence, which I have experienced. And when that happens, I knew to leave. I knew to get the hell out. But when it's psychological and manipulative, sneaky, that's where it got me. I see a lot of people dealing with these situations, and somebody asked, why did I experience this? Why did I go through it? Why did I attract that? Because the majority of us that experience this type of abuse, narcissistic, emotional, mental, psychological, even medical abuse, wear our heart on our sleeve. We're very compassionate, loving, understanding, unconditional love, and giving. It's like, why would we attract that? We're prey to them. They know they can do and get away with anything with us because we'll forgive them, and we see the light in everybody. We see that potential. As bad as my situation was, and as long as it went on, and as dark as it got, I'm still hoping somewhere that they'll get better and they'll change. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold my breath, and I'm not, going to stay attached to that. I think a lot of us are just, our energy is so pure and loving and stuff, and they just feed off of it. It's like energy vampires. I think a lot of us too end up getting really sick with autoimmune diseases and other things, besides anxiety and panic attacks and depression and PTSD and all that fun stuff. They are so sneaky about it, and we're taught to forgive and to love unconditionally and to be kind and compassionate and understanding. But you flip the script, you flip it on them. They're not, they may seem like they're loving and stuff, but I know in my circumstance, one of the biggest things I used to say probably 1,000,000 times a day was, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. And one way you can tell that you're in a relationship like this is if you have long conversations that go into circles and you come out of it feeling like you're insane. You don't understand why they don't understand, and you think there's something wrong with you. That's not the case. I don't know if it's that they don't understand, or I think it's just they're trying to play their narrative. They have a narrative, they have a goal, and they cannot tell the truth, or they have a reality in their head, perhaps, that isn't real. And it's like, I know a lot of us, I know me especially, was made to feel like I was insane, I was crazy, my perception was wrong. What I saw, felt, heard, everything was wrong. We would get into fights, and then it turned into I was being lectured for hours and hours and hours every night. And I would do everything in my power to understand where he was coming from, or other people. And but when it was my turn to say, well, hey, this is how I feel, this is what's going on with me, and it was just a never-ending battle of misunderstanding, or you say something and they twist your words against you. And then you hear it so much, it's beaten into you so much that you believe it. And it's sick. We're taught, especially religious people, that, you get married, you have to, that was my thing. Like, I felt like I'd be a complete failure if I messed up another marriage, because my first marriage didn't go great. He was, what's it called? Cheated on me, whatever. I can't think of the proper name. But the second one, and we had kids together, and I didn't want a broken home for my kids, but it's like, it was so toxic, it wasn't good for the kids anyway. And I know, like, with having childhood abuse and stuff, like, I was already feeling inadequate as a human being on all levels. Like, I'm just not good enough. I would have plenty of moments where I felt empowered and stuff and tried to change the trajectory of my life, but the ex was always in tow, and it's like you can't ever get out of that narrative if you're trapped and tethered to them. There's just no way. There is no way. You have to break the chain. You have to run. Light a match, burn it down, and run. There's no winning. There's no making it better. No amount of anything's gonna change it. You put so much energy into it. It depletes you. It makes you sick. You go crazy. And it's not worth it. And another way that you're in this type of relationship is if you see all your friends and family falling away. Different scenarios and circumstances and situations arise. And sometimes it's you pushing those people away, but if you look back and if you really dig deep, if you're in this situation right now, you'll probably find it's because of the toxic person that you're with. And if anybody lies to you, that's just your sign you need to exit. Like, there's no point in that. Yeah, I'm sure there's some circumstances, but if they really had an honest bone in their body and truly cared and loved you, they would come forth with the information themselves. You wouldn't have to find it yourself and then pry it out of them. Another thing I noticed is when you speak to other people that are around, your neighbors, other family, anyone around you, and your partner's telling you one story and they're telling you another, and that happens over and over and over again, that's another sign. All in all, the point is, this isn't all their behaviors and stuff, but it's not worth it. It's really not. It just gets worse. And if you find yourself in this situation, you need to make your exit. You need to plan, figure out your finances, figure out a situation. I promise you will be much happier and way better off. It might take a minute. It might be painful. It might be hard for a minute and scary, but it's so much. It's so worth it. It's the ladder is just nightmare fuel. It just goes deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole of hell. I wish you all the best. Peace